Hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Shasta Speaks It, y'all. Real Housewives of Potomac is back. Real Housewives of Potomac is back, honey. I've been waiting. You hear me? I have been waiting. And listen, the Grand Dame is doing exactly what the Grand Dame do. She's in charge of the girls, okay? Karen Hooger said, "Who's in charge of the girls? I'm in charge of the girls, okay? Because she came in ready. She done came in ready. And I'm here for it because it looked like her whole DUI gonna be a whole storyline because they done kicked off this whole season with it. Lord. And they're gonna be talking about it, it appears, for this entire season. But Karen said, all right. Y'all wanna do this? We gonna do this? Oh, okay. And I'm here for it. So y'all, let's get into this little recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. As always, everything expressed in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and it's election and in my very own opinion. Okay? Because I don't want nobody coming for me. All right? So it opens up talking about Karen's DUI. They did like a little reenactment of her DUI. And listen, they showed a deer jumping out in front of her. Now, that does not excuse the fact that she got a DUI or a DWI or whatever I it is that she did get. But in that little reenactment, it was a deer. And I'm like, now them deer, baby. Listen, Bambi be treacherous when you coming down them curvy, dark roads sometimes. I mean, if a deer was involved, I could see, I completely understand why she might have swerved and swerved and perved and ended up where she ended up. I'm just saying. So anyway, they showed the reenactment. And then it shows Giselle basically on her way to Karen's house. She said that Karen hadn't been. They started with like a month after the accident, and Giselle goes over to get Karen. Y'all know Giselle can't help but to be shady. So when she pick her up, you know, when Karen's husband bring her to the door or whatever, she's telling him, telling Ray, I'm driving, she ain't doing no driving, I got it. Giselle, quit it. Giselle can't help but to be shady, can't she, y'all? She can't help herself. Oh, we gonna see how Giselle do this season without her sidekick. See, she done had her sidekick all these seasons, and now she got to stand alone, which means for the most part she got to figure out where her alliances are, and that's gonna be interesting. All right, that's gonna be interesting to see. So anyway, they went to a little restaurant or whatever. I don't care what nobody say. That manager at that restaurant is a paid actor, because the fact that he didn't nobody ask him for it and he volunteered the fact that Karen ain't never had a drink in there. Sir, who asked you that? Sir, who asked you that? Don't be volunteering stuff. It looked too suspicious. You should see, they should have set that scene up with somebody asking him that and then him saying that or something to lead up to that. But they just came out and I'm looking like, sir, okay. Anyway, and Giselle even said something about it in her confessional that it seemed like he was put up to. She was like, how much did he get paid to say that? That's what I'm wondering too, honey. Like, Karen, I love you, girl, but we didn't need him to sprinkle a little bit on there. It's all right if you did have a drink in there once or twice. You know what I'm saying? The problem is the drinking and then trying to drive. That's the problem. You know, it's too many ways now for us to get home safely without getting behind the wheel. Ain't nobody saying don't drink, but what we are saying is when you done had a few drinks, don't get yourself behind that wheel. That's all we saying. All right. So when Giselle tried to ask Karen about the stuff, but Karen shut her straight down. Like, now you know better. She basically scolded her like a mama scolding a child. You know better. You know better. You know I ain't finna talk about it. You know it's a legal issue. You know we ain't finna go there. Stop. Stop. And Giselle just like, shut it. She shut on down because she already knew it. Karen was like, man, no, we're not doing it. And they didn't. And it didn't. Okay? She gave her a little bit. She told her it's still a legal thing. They went back and forth. She still went to court about it, and she can't talk about it. All right. Moving on. Okay? They had to move on past that. But one thing that Karen did share in that moment, she was talking about that what she thinks, led up to this is the things that she's been dealing with, the grief and the loss of her parents, and she's been having some marital issues and this and that, and basically saying that there's unresolved things that are unresolved that she's been dealing with. Now, one thing that I saw that I was like, okay, girl, I'm with you. I'm with you when you write. However, I don't know. Like, some of it was like dated is the best way I can say it. And I know it, grief shows up in all kinds of forms, and I know it shows up in all different times. And so maybe she had some flashbacks about some stuff. Maybe something triggered her. It literally could have been anything, I guess. But I'm just saying that the things that she was bringing up, I was like, that's from 2018. That's from 2020. Okay. So I guess some must have had triggered it. Some must have triggered it. But regardless of anything, we love the grand dame. So, I get it, girl. If you still grieving, because I think I would probably still be grieving the loss of my mother and things like that. So, if you still grieving, baby, it's all right. It's all right. Get the help you need, sweetie. Then the next scene, we see Mia and Gordon. So, Mia and Gordon are still separated. But apparently, Gordon moved into the same building as Mia, so that they could still be, he's able to see the kids all the time and stuff like that. What is Mia and Gordon doing? Anyway, Mia tells Gordon that Ink wants a paternity test. Poor Gordon. I just feel like he is really going through, and looking at him, it's like this whole situation didn't age that man. Something has aged that man. Maybe all that money he was getting, when he had all that money from that business they was supposed to have had, and maybe when the money dried up, all the things that he was able to do to keep himself looking young and vital, that stuff is no longer there. So maybe that's why he's giving age now, because he is looking way aged to me at this point. And I'm just like, well, when that happened? And I know stress can age you, so maybe he's stressed out, but you can just tell, like, he don't look like the same Gordon that showed up on our screen a couple seasons ago or whatever. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, so anyway, he don't like that. He don't want the paternity test. He don't want that man taking the paternity test. He said that's his son. But Mia had to let him know, you the one that threw it out there into the world that the boy might not be yours. Because you was saying that I was over here, giving you cootie and coming over here giving him cootie, you know what I'm saying? Basically. And you threw it out there. So now we got to deal with it. And I'm just like, see? That's one of those things where it's like when keeping it real goes wrong. So Gordon should have kept his mouth shut. You get angry, you put stuff out into the atmosphere, and then you can't take it back. And so now he got to deal with that. Because what if that baby ain't his? He too old to go through that type of heartbreak to find out that baby ain't his after he done fed him, took care of him all these years. If that paternity test come back and say that baby ain't his, that man is not going to be well with that. He's not going to be well with that. So we'll see. We just gonna see. So, Ashley ain't doing nothing. Ashley ain't been doing nothing. Ashley still ain't doing nothing. She at the divorce lawyer talking about she feel like she finna move forward with the divorce, and she out here trying to see what's out here in the lakes and oceans and seas and things, and trying to go on some dates and stuff. Ashley, baby, this is not finna be your storyline every year. This ain't finna be your storyline every season that you finally finna get your divorce from Michael. Now, this what? Season 3 of this whole divorce thing? girl, you in this storyline about as old as G at this point. Okay? Get on out of here with that. Because we know what the problem is. The problem is you trying to figure out how to get some more money out of him so you don't leave broke and broken. Okay? And you should have secured all of that on the front end before you said I do. You should have made sure you was going to be taken care of because you knew you was going to get tired of Michael and how he is because you knew what Michael was on before you married him. People kill me acting like they don't marry these men for money and knowing that they got a, time limit on how long they want to be connected to this person. I think she only went in it for the money, allegedly, in my opinion. And now she won't out. Now that part I do think is true. I think she really do want out, but she ain't ready to let go of the money. She is not ready to let go of the money. So she's trying to finagle and figure out a way to keep as much of that money or as much access to that money as she can so she can still live this lifestyle that she's accustomed to and be divorced from him and be able to do what she want to do. And honey, we just gonna see. But what we not finna do is keep watching this storyline. Here, you got to do something with this. In or out, girl. In or out. Because we tired of this storyline. You ain't finna keep running this one back. And we got to keep recycling this storyline. It's old at this point. Next, we see what Wendy done resigned as professor. She finally didn't resign. I don't know if, she said it's because she no longer felt fulfilled in her position. She was ready to do something different. But do y'all think do you think it had anything to do with her being on the show or anything like that, Alexa? Or maybe the college was like, well, you on that show. Y'all, I just be feeling like we don't never know what be going on behind the scenes. So maybe maybe she was just like, I'm finna go sit down or whatever. But I bet you, if something was to happen and she wasn't on the show anymore, she'd be right back over there being a professor. I bet you she would be right back over there because I could just see a university, not wanting the negative, sometimes negative publicity that comes from being on a reality show. So I'm just saying, just my 2 cents. But she didn't resign now, y'all. She chilling now. She's still doing her other stuff, but she's no longer Professor Wendy. Then we get, so Giselle is throwing Karen a little birthday thing. It's called a hatitude. And they're gonna be wearing these different hats to go with their personalities and things like that. And Karen is out shopping for her dress for the hatitude, and that's when we get introduced to the two new ladies, but I think they're gonna be friends of the show, maybe. But they're good friends of Karen's. One's name I think Vivian, and the other's name is Stacy, I think. And yeah, she, the Stacy girl comes and she's very nice. Vivian is the one that owns the boutique. So her and Karen, Stacy says she's going to some event. She's looking for a dress. And so she's trying on her dress, and Karen immediately notices she ain't wearing her ring, her wedding ring no more. And Karen's like, I can notice when a diamond missing. Okay, I can notice when some diamonds is missing. Okay, me too, Karen. Okay, what's going on? And she says that the Stacy girl says that she's been separated for a year. They're going through a little divorce, and that's why she's back. She's back moved to Potomac or whatever. So, they do the, trying on the dresses, all that good stuff. Then, they had some champagne, and the Stacy girl was asking Karen, was that, was she okay with them drinking in front of her and this and that? And Karen just kind of was like, what you mean? Like, I feel like everybody is trying to be mindful of the fact that Karen done got this DUI, and they not sure how they need to move around her. Should they be drinking around her? Should they be doing certain things around her? And Karen's just playing it to the left, like, what y'all mean? It's not a big deal, but Karen, it kind of is. I think people trying to make sure you ain't got no drinking problem. So, don't downplay it to where it's like you just hit a deer. No, you may have hit a deer or whatever may have happened, but you was drinking and you was driving. And again, that's the problem. Um, so Giselle's at the place where they're having the hatitude and setting up everything, and we get Ashley comes. We get there's a new girl. I think her name is Jazzy, maybe or something like that. She's a new castmate. Her husband, I think, plays for the Chiefs. Jacqueline comes, Mia's friend, honey. She comes. Um, of course, Wendy's there, Mia's there, and then Karen ends up coming with her two friends, and so that's when we learned that Wendy and the Stacy girl have somewhat of a history, not a long history, but they're familiar with each other. And so, before Karen had got there, though, let me back up a little bit. Before Karen had got there, Jacqueline with her little shady ass gone. Somebody had said they had asked if they had talked to Karen or whatever, and Mel gonna bust out and say, "Well, Jacqueline, you did because you said when you talked to her on the phone, she sounded drunk." See, Mia already being shady. She already trying to be shady and throwing stuff out there, and that's why Karen gonna eat her ass up. When I tell you she gonna eat her ass up, she gonna eat her ass up. Okay? Because there you go, Mia. Like, it was not necessary. It was just that, have you talked to her? Have you not? You know what I'm saying? Like that. She sound how to. In I probably be sounding toe up on the phone sometime if I'm half asleep or if I done took a damn Benadryl. You hear me? A Benadryl gonna have you out here slumped. My allergies was messed up one time, and I took that damn Benadryl. When I tell you, I feel like I need about 24 hours of sleep to sleep that damn Benadryl. Like, what is in Benadryl, y'all? That Benadryl had me slumped. So for all we know, Karen had took something to say. It could have been anything. I just don't paint this narrative like she just sit up and sit in the house and get drunk all day. That's not what we finna do to the grand dame, honey. That so when she eats Mia up, Mia deserves that because Mia already coming out the gate trying to be shady. Um, so Karen and her friends get there, and Giselle starts doing the hats, and she's giving everybody these cute little hats. She gives Karen a hat that's called Hollywood, and then when she gives Mia her hat, she gives her her hat, and it's called the King, honey. She said because Mia out here with two men pimping, and honey, Mia was feeling it, honey, because I think Mia really do feel like she a pimp at this point. But it's like, girl, are you really a pimp? Or are you a reformed horror? Is that what you are? Are you a reformed horror? Okay, girl, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to call you a pimp just yet. I don't know about it. Um, but when they talking to, they start talking to Mia, asking her about everything that's going on. And Mia done set up and said that her and the ink dude be having to help out Gordon. Gordon left his dirty clothes or something over there or something, and they had to wash it. Talking about she washed in ink folded, and they took it up there and dropped it out. See what I'm saying? Mia, what is girl? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It just sound crazy. It just sound crazy. Why is another man folding another man's drawers? What in the hell is going on? And I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that the cooch is that good. Okay? That you got men out here folding up another man's drawers. Shit now. I don't know. I guess we gonna see. But I take everything Mia say with a grain of salt. Because what we do know is Mia, no, listen, she a lie. She'll tell a lie. Okay? Like they say, a lie don't care who tell it. And that's one thing about it. Mia will tell a lie and then try to go back and be like, nah, I said what? Nah, I said. Girl, to twist up some words and all kind of stuff. So let's just keep in mind what she said, and then we'll revisit it later if it come up again in the season. While she talking about this grown man was folding up another grown man drawers. Okay. Um. So they asked me about. Well, back up again. Jacqueline says that she feels like Mia's relationship with G was a business partnership. Now, I ain't gonna say she lying. Cause it probably was. It probably was one that started off as a business partnership and ended up going too long. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like she got real love for him and she trying to make sure he good. But I could see it starting off one way and it ended up somewhere over here where she wasn't trying to go. Um, but then Karen done brought up the children, telling me that the children was plastered all over, you know what I'm saying, the internet and things, talking about they saw her in bed with the other dude. Honey, that damn meal was like, she took offense to this. She was just like, y'all don't know what I was going through. I didn't have to stay in, no abusive situation and this and that. And basically, Karen was like, I ain't trying to say, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to say nothing about nothing, but they was basically telling her like you weren't protecting your kids, and Giselle jumped in there too. Was like, you not protecting your kids at all costs. You not keeping them out of it. And she was like, I'm not the one that put that info out there about that, and blah blah blah. And it wasn't, it wasn't her. It was Gordon. He was the one running his mouth because he was hurt and he was running his mouth to TMZ. But Mia was so upset about that, and just ended up having a whole little breakdown and everything. But see, wasn't no tears or none. I didn't see no tears, y'all. I didn't see no tears. Listen, if you gonna give us a crying scene, Mia, okay, baby, if you're gonna give us a crying scene, and don't get me wrong, I think you were upset. I feel that you were upset. But if you're gonna give us a crying scene, you got to come on like our girl Viola Davis do, honey, and give us tears, girl. Give us tears, give us snot, give us all of it, honey. We need to see all of it so we know that it's real. I ain't see no tears, and I was looking. I done paused the TV and everything trying to see. I ain't see no tears. I heard a whole bunch of hollering and, sound like it should have been some tears, but I ain't seen none. So next time, baby, come with the tears. Come with the tears, the snot, the all of it. Get on your Viola Davis, honey. But Wendy starts defending Mia, and I'm looking like, hold on. How you defended somebody? She done threw a drink at you. She done hit you with a pocketbook. She done did. Wendy, you done forgot. That's what I'm looking like. So now here we go. Wendy, you done resigned from the job, and then you done said, I got to keep this job. So let me play nice with these people. That's all that could be, because surely you ain't. Mom should have been the word for you, Wendy. You should have just been sitting there like, You should have had nothing to say. Jacqueline sitting right there. She can come to the defense of her friend if she wants to, and the other girl is her friend too, honey. But Wendy, that wasn't your opportunity. Now that was not your opportunity. So they had that, but so after that, Mia ends up storming off and going to, a little room or whatever. And her friends went behind her to calm her down and get her together and everything. And she all right, child. She all right. I just feel like it was messy. I mean, when did reopen the door before completely closing another door, and you've exposed your children to two different situations that you have going on concurrently at the same. They running our really at this point they running parallel with each other. They right there together with each other, and so, girl, that's a lot to be exposing children to. And you may be thinking like the children are good, they this, they that, but you don't know what them kids think. Like I don't know if they already did it or not, but I would advise sitting down and having a for real conversation with the children, since they at this point have been exposed to all this, and just making sure they're good. it's always good, to have those heart to hearts with your children, especially when you're going through this type of transition, so they understand who is who and what's going on, so that if they do see you hugged up or kissing with ink or whatever, they're not questioning, oh my gosh, why is she kissing that man? She's supposed to be kissing my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that's all straight with them. And maybe y'all have had that conversation, but I just say, if you haven't, that's what needs to happen, because kids be confused as hell, and sometimes they just be walking around in that confusion and don't say nothing. So talk to them children, honey, and make sure they know what's going on to the level that they need to know. Now, don't overexpose them, okay? But just make sure that they have a pretty good understanding that you and the man ain't together no more, and this the new man, and blah blah blah. That stuff right there. Um and then we get Giselle talking to Wendy, and pretty much, they trying to make amends. They gonna try to be good Judies this season apparently, and so they plan on getting together for like dinner or lunch or something. And so I think that'll be part of the next episode maybe. So I mean, from the episode itself was pretty good. I was excited about it because, oh, let me back up. One thing that happened at that table with Karen, Giselle pretty much was like, the girls have been calling me, they've been asking about you, and I pretty much told them, since we was having this, that if they want, this was their opportunity and they should ask you themselves. And Karen was sitting there like, okay, y'all, okay, bitches, what y'all want to know? Did nobody say that? Everybody sitting there looking at each other, and Jacqueline finally spoke up and just said a little piece about, we just glad that you're okay, and da da da, you didn't hurt yourself, didn't hurt nobody, blah blah blah. Okay, because Karen was like, I can't talk about it. The same, I can't talk about it. It's a legal situation, blah blah blah. But Karen is not here for it. Karen ain't here for it. Karen ain't finna, you can already tell Karen ain't finna give them too much as it pertains to this DUI. And you can already tell every time they try to come for her about that DUI, she finna cut their ass off at the kneecap. Like, don't even try it. She was getting right with them every time they tried to, if it seemed like it was finna be stupid, you could just tell she was ready. But I think that also comes from, she know how this go. She know that this whole situation is finna be the whole main storyline, probably for a whole, at least the first part of the season. And so she already prepared herself. This how I gotta go in. So Karen, baby, the girl down got on her armor, and she is ready. She is ready. They ain't finna be able to sneak up on her with no. Baby, she ready, because she already know what she got to deal with this season. So I'm not mad about it, and I'm excited to see what she gonna do to him. I'm excited to see it, because she is prepared. She is ready, and she is prepared, honey. But yeah, we're gonna see y'all. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you have your notifications on for when I upload new content. And drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about the episode. If y'all watched it, let me know what y'all thought about it. All right, I'll holla.